What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Lenovo Legion Go S gameplay video for you guys today. And today, I figured we would see how it stacks up against some 2025 AAA titles. And then we can go and just do any old AAA title in a video like the Steam Deck, where I just pick a bunch, anything popular. I pretty much figured, hey, is this popular? And I think I probably picked some that were technically AA titles, but who cares? I'll just pick some popular games and we'll do that. And I can do like 20 games or 25 games or something ridiculous. But it was a struggle to even find 12 that supported the Steam Deck, or not Steam OS. I'm so used to saying Steam Deck anytime I see little Steam screen here, because big picture mode looks slightly different on Windows. Not by much, but there are slight differences, which I think is a little silly. I think they should just be carbon copies of each other, but one's built into the OS, it seems, and the other's not. So you get what you get, right? So either way, we got 12 games. I'm pretty sure it's 12 games. I might have miscounted, so there might be one or more, maybe one more, maybe one less or one more, something like that. So we're gonna hop in, take a look at those games, and see how they run. So let's waste no more time, and let's go get started. All right, we'll have a look at the first game we're gonna test out here. We're going to South of Midnight. I know a lot of people didn't really like the game, but I thought it was an alright game. The combat and stuff was kind of lame and repetitive, but hey, a lot of games can have lame and repetitive combat. I still liked the story and the characters and everything, but instead of going for 60 FPS, I figured that we were not going to probably be able to do that in pretty much any of these games without making it look like a total pile of crap, and even then sometimes it doesn't even still hit 60. So I figured, let's just try to stay over 30, preferably in the 40 to 50 realm, but I'll do my best and at least try to stay over 30 for you guys. But with that said, let's go see how she runs. All right, here we are in the game. I wanted to wait and play a little bit and get outside of the damn house. I didn't want to just test in the house. Like, I think when I tested the Steam Decks out in this game, I got stuck in the house, and then it actually got alright-ish FPS, like 30, 40. Then I got out here and I was like, oh god, I can't even barely get 30 FPS. I would not consider this game very playable on here now. Hell yeah, they are. He knows how to rock. Unfortunately, though, all the cutscenes are 30 FPS, so I'm just going to skip them because we don't really have time since we're trying to do a bunch of games in one video. And it's not really a gameplay video, or, well, it is, but not in the conventional sense of, we're playing the game, let's do the story and do everything. This is just I'm playing to show you how it runs, that is all. And I figured we could get like 2 minutes of each game or something like that. That should be good, because it's not like we got 40 games to test here. Yeah, this chick was all on the track and field team. She's fast as fuck, boy. But if I remember correctly, she's not fast enough to catch the house, and that would irritate me to no end. Because I'm pretty fast myself, or at least I used to be, probably at her age. Now I'd probably lose to friggin' anybody. Yeah, I fucked that one up. But luckily they make this basically impossible to mess up for the most part. And we're drowned. But don't worry, we're back again.
What just happened? How did I get back to the shore?
Yep. But alright, I think with that, it's time to move on to the next game. Well, now let's have a look at the settings for our second game we're going to test here. Now we're going to test out Like a Pirate. We'll just call it Pirate in Hawaii. And pretty much just medium settings. I'm just trying to get, over 60 FPS, but I still don't think I can do that everywhere here. But again, like I said, a lot of these games struggle to hit 60 everywhere, so I'm happy with 40 to 50 most of the time on these kinds of systems. So, if I believe there's performance improvement settings, but yeah, that's pretty much that. So with that, let's get into the game. All right, here we are in the game. All right, it was A that runs. Gotta remember what runs and all that shit in this game. It's been a minute since I played. Ready to die? Good girl, scratching where you should. She usually does. Every once in a while she's bad and scratches the E-Win chair, but for the most part, only where she's supposed to. Oh, not that, bud. I'm used to South of Midnight already. But yeah, definitely playable. Oh, they got me this time. Oh, what you got for me? Pheasant meat. You shouldn't have. Ooh, let's fight them real quick. And then we'll wrap up. Aw. Got a little hit, but whatever. Haven't played the game in a while. Fully expected. Honestly, figured I was gonna die. But anyway, on to the next game. Now we'll try out some Expedition 33. So we're gonna run this at its basically default settings. Pretty much been doing that in almost all the games so far, other than turning stuff like motion blur off. It's been picking out pretty playable settings so far, so I figured why the heck not go for it. And I could have sworn there was more settings to this game, but maybe this is one of those games where you have to look at the big amount of settings before you get into the game, which I should have done. But I figured, oh no, it'll probably be fine. So if this is not all the settings, it's still just the default settings that the game would come with. It does like a little benchmark right before you start getting into the game. So it probably just goes, oh, here's what you should run. Some games are good at it, some games aren't. So let's go hop into the game and let's see how good its options are. All right, here we are in the game. Where's that freaking flower at? Gotta pick it up. Where did it go?
Come on, you're not going to.
This happened to me in the actual game too, when I played for real. Okay, there it is. See, I thought we were talking right next to this, looking out, but we were probably on the other side. A flower for Sophie.
All right, let's go. I'll accompany you there. Are you ready to see?
Well, that's right. They don't actually let you keep up with her yet.
Get ready.
I set up these grapple shortcuts. Nice, huh?
Hell yeah.
Don't tell your sister though. I sort of borrowed Animation Academy. Wish I had them when I was working as a courier. Come on, Gustav, speed up a bit. Sophie will have already demolished by the time you've arrived.
I'm an old slowpoke.
Can't believe Sophie already turned 33. She looks so much younger than you.
Thanks.
She's popular. I'm sure she already has a necklace full of flowers.
I can imagine. What?
You look tense.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you need. A little duel.
No.
Come on, it'll loosen. And if you win, I'll give you something you can use with your Lumina converter.
Fine. You're on.
Yes!
I don't think I need that. We'll see. I might regret that. I'm pretty sure I remember how to play. Oh, I forgot. It was B.
To a superior fighter.
Hell yeah, it is. Ah, I dodged too early.
I hope your Lumina converter works better than your dueling.
Oh, I fucked up that second one. Oh, I fucked that up. I fucked all those up, man. I'm horrible. I used to be so perfect at this game and always got perfects all the time, but then I go and play other games and then I start sucking at the other games. But alright, with that, we move on to the next game. Well, now we're gonna try Doom the Dark Ages, and this is the first game I've had to turn down the native resolution down to 800p because it just wasn't cutting it at 1200p, even with upscaling's help. So, we pretty much have everything as low as we can go. Although the field of view, I guess, can go down. We don't need that at 120. Let's turn that down a little. Let's put it down to like 100. I don't know if that's actually going to help us out that much, but that can be worth a couple FPS here and there in some games. We're using XAXS, balanced. We don't need HDR. I don't know why it's trying to run HDR. I didn't even know this was an HDR compatible screen. No path tracing. It's defaulted to having this on. It was getting like 7 FPS. I was like, oh, well, I guess we're not playing this. And then after I took 5 minutes to scroll down to this same thing, turn that off. And then this was also turned to Ultra Nightmare. And I'm like, oh, well, that would explain it. So we're just going to put everything down to look. And we're trying to get as much FPS as we can since this has guns in it. So with that all out of the way, let's get into the game and let's see if it's even remotely playable or not. Alright, here we are in Dune.
Impact confirmed. The Slayer has been activated.
Obviously it does not look especially spectacular. Gotta remember how to do everything. Well, that's how you shoot. Alright, that's how it did. Okay. Just needed a second to remember how to do shit. I probably should have just killed only with my shield, but whatever. Hey, you know what? You know what? No. Yes, obviously it's not getting like 60 plus, what most people that play a game like this would probably want, but at the same time, it's still getting playable FPS. suck at these games with a controller. Oh, yes, I do. Not really that great at them, even with a keyboard and mouse, but much better than I am with this thing. Uh-oh, low ammo. But no worries. And they give you a lot of health in this shit. I just put it on easy because I figured I was gonna suck ass with the controller, so I didn't want to instantly die and waste time having to like revive. Seeing as though we don't have an enormous amount of time to play every game. But luckily this time I'm not making like a 30 game video, so we have a little more time here. Fuck you, stop trying to get me in the back, you little bitch.
The Slayer is dangerous. Keep your distance.
Infant, you have a lock on the Slayer's location? Confirmed. Weapon drop incoming in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, obviously it doesn't look the greatest, but it's still playable. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and move on over to the next game. Alright, now for Oblivion Remastered. Now, I do have it on the default 1200p. This might not work out quite so well at that. We might have to go and plop it down to 800p. But we shall see. Again, we still need upscaling too, so it's not like it's native. You can almost never use native anymore, it seems. Unless you're playing older games. But anyway, quietly now, get in the game and let's see what this thing can do. And see if we have to drop it down to 800p to get playable FPS or not. Well, here we are in game. And yeah, this is one of those games that can barely stay at 30 FPS. And I do think it does drop under 30 here and there. Oh, they already killed it. Oh, yeah.
How could the Nine let this happen? Are they angry with us?
Still though, even on low and 30 FPS and a handheld, this isn't the worst experience in the world. I've played much, much worse. I thought it was going to shoot out another enemy to kill. I guess it's all enemies for now. But whatever, we'll just run around for a little bit. I wanted to fight something, but... Wait, every time I do that and think, that, oh, well, then it comes, one comes out here. No? Alright, fine. Oh yeah, A is not jump. Which is why. Yeah, still pretty playable. Like I said though, I bet you it'll drop under 30 every once in a while. Now remember, this is also at 1200p. If we drop it down to 800, it might do even better. But sometimes with games, dropping the resolution doesn't really help out that much either. Sometimes it can hinder. Like if your CPU bottlenecked already or something. And if I remember correctly, this game is pretty CPU intensive. But I still think it's doing a pretty damn good job. For a second I forgot that I didn't already put it down to 800. I was like, oh man, it's barely playable in some spots. What the hell? But considering we're at native or base resolution with upscaling still, a lot of times though with systems like this you still have to do like 800p and still upscale on top of that. So at least we're not having to do that yet. But you obviously could give it a shot. Yeah, see? Dropped down to 20 for a second there. I had a feeling it was going to do that. This game's known for that kind of crap. So just for fun, I can't remember, can you actually change settings in it now? You used to not be able to. And see, now obviously it doesn't look quite as crisp anymore, but now we're at least getting like 50 FPS. So if you want a little more FPS and you don't want it, it still might drop under 30 with little things here and there, but stupid bastard. Get down. Stop trying to light me on fire. Alright, so even in combat we can stay over 30, so that's good. And in front of a Oblivion gate, these are some of the worst graphics killers, or FPS killers, I mean, in the game. Getting close to those, so I mean, if it can stay over 30 here, it can everywhere. And it still drops down into the high 30s. Crazy. But, with that, let's move on to the next game, shall we? Now for the Monster Hunter Wild settings. We're just going to do 1200p base. But we are going to use FSR, only because XESS is like 1 point something, so I figured it would probably, for once, maybe lose. Who knows though, maybe even XESS is still better at 1.3 or whatever than FSR is at 3.1 or whatever, but we're just going to leave it alone. And we pretty much have to have everything on lowest. This is a really hard game to run because it is meant to be an engine for Resident Evil games, which are very linear. So you can up the graphics and make it really freaking great. But then you try to make the same engine do a game like this and it goes, no. We are absolutely not going to do that. But regardless, that is the end of the settings. So why don't we go ahead and go hop ourselves the game and let's see if it's playable or not. Alright, it seems like if you want to use the base 1200p, it can't even hit barely 20 FPS in town. So yeah, that's a big negatory. I think for playable FPS we're going to have to drop that down to 800p, unfortunately. I didn't want to have to do that, but it is what it is. I'd rather get playable FPS, you know? I'd try 1000 or 1000p, but I don't think that would give us playable FPS. It'd probably barely be at 30, would be my guess. So we'll just go with that. Yeah, there we go. Might look like garbage now, but it wasn't really looking that great before either, let's be honest, with everything on low. But you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to get playable FPS on a system like this. Alright, let's get the heck out of town, go and run around outside. I hope I can remember how to call my damn creature. You get like a little bird creature thing. It's like half bird, half reptile it looked like. At least I think so. Let's go see. If I had to guess. Oh, horse shit. Come back over here. I didn't mean to jump off you like that. I forgot, this game like auto jumps and does stuff, I think. Or not. Herb. I can't remember. I barely played this game. Because I'm just not that good at them, and they're mostly online based. You know, with people and stuff. You're supposed to gang up and fuck up some monsters together. Which should be fun, but for someone with social anxiety as me, I just don't have much fun like that. Unless I can just like hang out with my friends and do it. Alright, you know what? Let me go down there. How do you jump? All I want to do is go down. I just do not want to be up here. Yeah, see, in some spots it barely stays at 30, so yeah, 1000p probably wouldn't even be able to hit 30 still. Hell, in some spots this thing might still drop under 30. Yeah, see? Down to 29, 26, 28, 27. So yeah, it looks like this kind of game still just can't really be run very easily on handhelds. It's not a really fun experience. Even SteamOS can't save it. I mean, you can get playable FPS here and there, but you're going to have to deal with some drops into the low 20s too. And some people can do that, because like the original Switch, for example, played lots of games down like into the teens and stuff. So those people, if they got their hands on one of these, they could easily deal with the frame rate. And the graphics are still higher than anything they could do. Like that, this game would make an old school Switch explode. Even the new Switch 2 isn't as powerful as these systems. Though it is pretty efficient, and it's pretty impressive for how powerful it is at like, I think it's like an 8 to 10 watt chip or something like that. That's impressive. But then all the other lame stuff Nintendo did, that did not make me want to purchase one. The only way I'll ever own one is if I get it as a gift or something. I don't want to give Nintendo none of my money after that. But yeah, half of my time in this game is just spent running around and admiring it. Even though it doesn't really look that great graphics-wise, even if you fully load it up, ray tracing everything, it at least looks alright. But it never looked good enough for how bad it performed, in my opinion. I mean, that's basically like how most games run nowadays. But in any case, though, I think it's about time for us to roll on over to the next game. Now, let's have a quick look at the Dynasty Warriors Origin settings here. I gotta keep remembering B is select here. I think this messed with me the first time I did this game on everything, too. Now, I would do the correct resolution as base, but it just doesn't let you. It's 21 by 9 or 16 by 9, so 1080p is all we can do. So, close enough. And we took off all the frame rate limiters, well, besides that, but it's not going to reach no 240, so that shouldn't get in the way. And for upscaling, I am using Intel EXSS balanced. And then graphics quality, I just said, fuck it, let's just do Steam Deck. We'll mask up the advanced settings. And alright, with that, it's about game time. Alright, here we are in this little outside traveling place where you can get 60 FPS here and there, but it seems like it does still drop under here and there too. Just depending where you are. So I got 57, not the end of the world, but can't claim it stays at 60 plus all the time. If it doesn't, now can we? That would not be cool. Now, I don't know why A is all messed up and stuff, but it's probably just something to do with the controller stuff, but I can figure this out. Ow, stop hitting me in the back, you bastard. And it seems like it still can't stay at constant 60 on battles either. Now, if we put it down to 800p, it probably would. That's a big stress. So I might just try that in a second. We've done that with some of the other games. Right now, I can't remember. Muso attack. I'm just gonna not do that right now. We don't really have time for shit like that. But what we should do real quick, if I can anyway, is... Oh, horse shit. I'm so used to that A being select. I keep backing out. Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't let you. I was gonna just, if it was easy, I was just gonna go plop it over. But yeah, this game limits what you can do. It's one of those games where it's like, oh, you wanna change settings? No. You're gonna leave the game, go back to the menu, then you can change the settings. That's the kind of game it is. And that's okay. So yeah, just know, you could probably stay at 60 plus the whole time if you just lower it to 800p and use the exact same Steam Deck settings. I'm willing to bet. I'm gonna take that. Tells me to press A, but A is not A is B. Fucks with my head, yes it does. Alright, let's go do this real quick, and then we'll move on to the next game, I think. But yeah, still very playable. Especially for those people who don't care about 60 plus. If you do want 60 plus, just put it at 800p. Almost can guarantee you it'll stay at 60 plus 99% of the time. There might be some times where it still drops under, no doubt. Oh shit. I don't know if I did have him on. Man, he might beat me. Oh, never mind. Wow, you bitch. Oh, he's still hitting with that shit? Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose. Whatever, though. Nah, he always hits me with him when they come back. Yeah, all the freaking buttons on this thing are all messed up in this game. You'd have to sit there and fuck with them to put it back to the way people are probably used to playing. Because I don't remember it being like this. Oh, you lost. Okay. Oh, he's just trying to run away now. There we go. Barely won. But we still won. And now, we shall move on. Alright, first Berserker Khazan time now. So we're just gonna basically try out the default settings. Most of the time it's been doing a pretty good job of that. But if it can't, we'll try lowering it to like 900p. And we're also just doing the default DirectX 11. Because I don't really know how much of a difference that makes when it also has to go through Proton and everything. So I figured we'll just leave that alone. And I think with that, we're time to get into the game. Well, now here we are in game. And definitely gets playable to play FPS here, but who really cares about it here? Let's go someplace. Let's just go here, fuck it. Why not? We've already been all this stuff and beaten all this stuff, so I don't care. We're just gonna go to a place and run around. Well, again, I haven't played this game for hours, so I'm probably gonna die, even though I was able to beat the game. Alright. Yeah, and we're here, we're actually getting pretty playable FPS. It's not 60 all the time by any means, but definitely still playable. And with variable refresh rate, it definitely smoothens things out. And if you can look, GameScope doesn't have like non-stop stutters constantly. If I remember correctly on PC, normally this thing, on Windows anyway, I shouldn't just say PC. On Windows, this thing seemed to have quite a bit of stutters. Wouldn't you like to know? And there he goes. Okay. Well, since I don't remember what the hell I'm doing, I gotta pick one of the new areas to go to. I'm quite a bit overpowered for here. It's still very impressive. Oh, I didn't dodge properly. Anyway, though, I'd say that's probably good. Why don't we go ahead and move on to the next game? Alright, now, well, we're going to do some Wuchang. So, we're going to try it at the base 1200 RP. We're still with upscaling, but we'll try it that way first, and if it absolutely can't get playable FPS like this, well then we'll try lowering it to 800p or something like that. But for now, we're just going to go with a bunch of mid settings here. And then, alright, let's hop on into the game and let's see if it's playable or not. Well, alright, like I thought, at least with mid settings anyway, you are absolutely not going to be able to get playable FPS. Not with the base resolution 1200p anyway. But I wanted to try it because I'm sure some people were interested. Oh, there we go. Or wait. Is it this button? No. Huh. What the hell was the settings button? Where are our settings? There we go. I was gonna say, I know they have to have them in here. There we go. We're just gonna go with that. Alright, there we go. At 800p, we can barely get playable FPS. But I can guarantee you it will drop frames once you start fighting people like that, so you're probably going to also have to just suck it up. Although, like it says, some of these settings you have to restart for them to go. So this might not be perfect, but we're going to do it anyway. There we go. Now if you do that, and there might be some more FPS on the table too. Like it said, some settings need to be restarted to actually show correctly. So yeah, even this game you can get playable FPS. At least in this area. Now could it still drop under 30 here and there? Oh, I'm sure it could. Not 100% sure it will, but I could definitely see that it could. Oh, screw you. You always come over here and you try to bite my ass. I almost reached him. And you done. Oh, forgot about him. I'm probably dead. Anyway, though, I'd say that's probably more than good. Why don't we go ahead and use this opportunity to move on to the next game? So now for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So we're going to try 1200p. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't need that. Alright, let's confirm that real quick and look at these advanced settings. Just went with medium settings, kind of like I did in the first game. I think this thing should be able to basically handle it, as it's not going to be like a 60 plus experience, but it should stay over 30 FPS. Keyword is should. But hey, let's stop laughing and let's go find out. Alright.
Stuff of legends.
Of course I am. We'll show them what fine fellas have turned up on their doorstep.
You bet
Okay,
we
so
will.
no, it can't quite
We'll
stay
hand
over
our
30 with
important
these
message
settings.
and then hop
Probably
straight
because
to
we
the
have it
nearest
at
tavern.
1200p. That's why I often say it's kind of a silly resolution for these. It looks crisper than 800p on a screen like this, sure. But I'd rather do 800p and get playable FPS. That's just me.
It does look like that.
Who knows, maybe
He'll
even
hand
if I
over
put it
all
on
the
800p, we
Rattai
still
estates
can't
to
get
you
30
one day.
plus.
So I expect he wants to be sure you won't botch it.
Of course. How could I possibly botch it up? There are foreign armies rampaging through Bohemia. The king is in captivity, God knows where, and here we are in the middle of it all, carrying an important document. No, I intend to make the most of this trip, one way or another.
So do I. How is that? Fortuna...
Al dentes fortuna juvat. See now, there's the Henry I know and love. Well, enough of the chat. Trotsky's almost within reach.
Alright, let's try turning it down a little bit here.
All good, Oaks.
I'm just gonna go back. Go here, graphics settings. Yep, this is the one of that. Let's plop her down to. Here we go. And then let's load. I think that's where we're at. If not, I'll just stop the camera and then reload. Okay, no, that is not. So, alright, I'm just gonna reload that one scene. Alright,
Looking forward to new adventures.
now at 800p, same exact settings otherwise. Now we're at least getting 40
Of course I am.
FPS.
We'll show them what fine
Again,
fellas
doesn't
have
look quite
turned
as
up on
crisp
their
as it did,
doorstep.
but
You bet we will.
me, I'd rather have playable
Our
FPS
important
than
message
Christmas
then hop,
and
skip
drops
to the
under
nearest
30
tavern.
FPS. But hey,
Drink to
again,
our
that's just
success.
me.
Chase some local wenches, eh? But why didn't Uncle Hanush take care of it himself? Unless, maybe he's just testing me.
Aye, it does look like that. He'll hand over all the Rattai estates to you one day. So I expect he wants to be sure you won't botch it.
Of course. How could I possibly botch it up? There are foreign armies rampaging through Bohemia. The king is in captivity, God knows where, and here we are in the middle of it all, carrying an important document. No, I intend to make the most of this trip, one way or another.
So do I. How is that? Fortuna...
Al dentes fortuna juvat. See now, there's the Henry I know and love. Well, enough of the chat. Trotsky's almost within reach.
How's it looking down in the back?
All good, Oaks.
We just got a dog
Keep
now.
your eyes on the road ahead.
Exactly. If anything in front of us even looks like it's moving, we want to know.
Keep your hair on, eh? Old Oak's got eyes like a horse. I don't miss nothing.
I don't miss nothing. can still barely stay over 30 FPS in these scenes, though. But hey, it's like watching a video. As long as it stays over 24, who really cares? Anyway, though, let's move on to the next game now, shall we?
Get ready for a fight.
So now let's go have a look at Dune. There's all these settings here. I forgot this is like a field of view, 90, no motion blur, VSync off, and all that good stuff. I don't think most of the rest of that matters, so we'll go over the graphics thing. It's custom. We're at native resolution at least, but we're still using upscaling. I just mean we're not down to 900 or 800p yet. Might have to, though, just to get playable FPS with balanced XESS. And there we go. And with that, why don't we go hop on into the game and see if it's playable. And just because it's playable where I am doesn't mean it will be throughout the entirety of the game, of course. Just like with any of these games I've tested. But at least for the most part, you should be good in those. But let's go see about this one.
Well, I couldn't wait for you. But now you need to run. The sandworm is coming. Run. Now.
I flee!
Catch your breath. When the Thopter went down, the storm took us far off course. My leg is bad. I need to lay low and treat it before it gets worse. But fear not, Offwilder. Noctua can cover the ground between us with little effort. She will be my eye in the sky so I can continue to offer my sage advice and keep you on this side of the grave. Figure out how to craft yourself some clothing. That Mauler outfit won't cut it out here.
No, it won't. But we gotta find stuff to use. That is the question. Where is it? Ooh. I think those things, if I remember correctly, I had to pick up a bunch of, like, plants. That's probably what I gotta go do. There we go. What are you? Alright, cool, I'll take that too. That's probably a bad guy. I don't even have a weapon yet. Let's leave them alone. I will absolutely get curb stopped. Alright, you're not supposed to really be out in the sun much. And I know I could go craft the thingies right now, but I don't want that to be the whole video of me crafting. That's even more boring than me just running around like I am now. So, if I was playing the game for real, obviously I'd do that, but I'm just getting you guys FPS data. And of course, this is like the beginning of the game. It could get like down to 30 FPS to 40 FPS later, maybe even drop under that in other areas. It's hard to say. But it's doing a lot better than I remember most of the other systems doing here. Anyway though, it is time to move on to the next game, I think. Alright, on to the last game, Elden Ring Nightreign. And we'll try doing 1200p high settings. That's what it defaulted to. Also, I don't want that, so it'll say custom now. Oh. I don't like those two things. That's just me. They don't really affect FPS. It's just a visual thing for me. I still sometimes turn some of the other stuff off too. But I'll at least leave all that on. But this might run like absolute garbage. It probably will. But let's also go make sure it's not, oops. Yeah, I don't see anything that says it's going to limit it to 30 FPS, but that might be all it can do. But hey, why don't we go ahead, hop in, and then if it sucks, we'll try dropping it down to like 800p and low or something like that. So, it is game time. Alright, here we go. And I'm actually surprised. I figured this was going to be like immediately like 20 FPS, but let's see what it's like when we're actually on the ground here before we start going ooh and ah. Well, definitely still playable. 30 FPS and whatnot. Now, during some boss fights, it might drop with these kind of settings, but... Actually, wait, no, fuck you. Oh, wrong button. I'm used to some of the other ones I played today where X is the attack button. Well, everyone knows I'm here now. Oh, you asshole. No. Screw you, staff bastard. You're not gonna do that again. Get rid of you. There we are. Blast through a bunch of stuff, try to make frame rates drop, and it's still pretty damn playable. Not the best frame rates in the world by any means, but... I just pretty much grab everything in the beginning of this, even if it makes no sense. That's just what I do. Alright, just for fun though, since this is the last game we're trying out, let's go see what happens if we just put it down to what the Steam Deck would run the game at, resolution-wise. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I can notice a small resolution drop for sure, but I don't know about you guys, I think I would rather have these kinds of FPS than barely getting 30 in some spots. But that's just me. It was still pretty damn playable like that. So, I mean, pick your poison and enjoy it, as they say. I'm not good. I really like fighting that guy until like level 4. But that's my problem with these games. Most of the time I'm so frickin' slow that the frickin' thing wants to come in beforehand and just completely screw me over. Ooh, bats. Usually I can beat bats, but sometimes they can be little bastards and screw me over. Especially for this guy, because he's mostly a poker. Now if I had a slasher guy, it'd be one thing. There we go, get it. Get me, bitch. Alright, get the fuck out of there. Got some stamina. Woo! I forgot you guys could do that. There we go. Hello, Wolfie. Sorry, you gotta die, bro. I needs the XPs. Sorry. Oh, there's still one. I was like, it's making the noise. Like, I've still got an enemy around. Where is he? There he was. And there he goes. And I think that's also a time for us to wrap up the show. So let's go and finish up. Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for some 2025 AAA titles on the Lenovo Legion Go S with SteamOS and the Z1 Extreme chipset. And they did a pretty damn good job. There was only like, it was really just Monster Hunter Wilds that was basically like borderline playable, but in some spots, it was kind of not great and it didn't ever really look very good because you have to have it such low graphics and so much upscaling that even on a smaller screen like this, it does not look all that great. And even if you had something like only a 7-inch screen, it still wouldn't look great. That would probably look acceptable on like a 4-inch screen, like an old school cell phone or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of a moot point. We're not doing that no more. But in any case though, that is all for this video. I will definitely do another just random AAA titles like I did kind of like with the Steam Deck a little bit later here with this guy, because I figured people would like that, not just necessarily ones from 2025. I just wanted to see how the thing was doing with a, well, I guess in the computer world, a slightly outdated processor chipset with the Z1 Extreme. It's being replaced very soon. In fact, I think there's already a couple things that have the Z2 Extreme out. So I just wanted to do a video, see how it does against brand new games. So a lot of people with these are like, well, all you guys ever do is test indie games and like super low end games or super old games. What about the new ones? So I figured, well, let's try it. Let's see how it does against just 2025 games. And a lot of them run Real Engine 5 games too. So it still was able to push its way through that unoptimized stuff. Although, what do you call it? A lot of it's okay. That Clair Expedition 33 doesn't do too bad of a job. But anyway, that is all for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And of course, if anybody ever has any requests, just let me know. I sure hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.